Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us on today's Warrior Chat. I'm Wayne McCullough. I think we have a really interesting topic today, and I thank you so much for being with us. We're going to talk about an exciting program, which is an Artist in Residence program at Southern Elementary School. And I think it's really important, not only because we have two wonderful artists with us today, but probably more important is you've heard us talk many times about the vision, the mission of Southern York County School District includes the whole child. Obviously, our primary goal is to provide good academic program for our children, but I think what makes us unique at Southern York County School District is as much we value the whole child, and that includes outside the classroom, and in this case, inside the classroom, inside the school, the ability to develop as a whole person, which oftentimes includes arts in our schools and theater in our schools, music in our schools, as well as other co-curricular, extracurricular activities, including physical programs such as athletics and so forth. And I don't take that lightly, and I know no one does. I know it's always been important to our Southern York County community. Because even during recent difficult financial times that schools have faced, we have made it a priority to maintain all those programs, and for very good reason. So with us right now are two experts. One is Mrs. Ashley Gonzalez, who is our art teacher at Southern Elementary School, and also Mrs. Jude Hawkins, right. Who is the artist in residence. First of all, introduce yourself a little bit, please, Ashley, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what your role is as an art teacher at Southern York County.
Well, I originally started here 6 years ago. I love working in this district. It's been wonderful. The collaboration and the integration that I do with a lot of the teachers has been excellent. Really rich for the students' education. And I started off as a traveling art teacher at Shrewsbury and Southern Elementary Schools, and now I'm just at Southern Elementary. And it's been a wonderful experience. Jude Hawkins actually worked with me at Shrewsbury, and she did an artist in residence there, and the community, the parents, the students, the faculty, we had such a great experience, and she had a wonderful rapport with everyone. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to bring her to Southern Elementary and invite her back into the community and work with our students there. So I think it's really important to have collaboration, integration, and trying to have everyone working together in the community to have a really rich, not only education for students, but a good art program, because with Jude, she's great with integrating with students. You know, we're doing a rainforest residency right now, so our greenhouse that we have, we're transforming that into a rainforest environment. So students could hopefully then go in that space and learn not only about science or the rainforest, but the fruits that are on the trees or the angles of the trees with mathematics. A lot of the collaboration, Miss Lynn Clements, our librarian, she's been doing a lot of things with book flicks in the library with students as they come to that special. So it's really neat how a lot of the teachers have been integrating, as well as some of the classroom teachers.
Yeah, we'll meet you in just a second, but what you said intrigues me, because we often hear say that every class is a class of reading, every class is a class of writing. For example, you can write while you're in math class, but almost turn the tables a little bit, where what you're saying is art can be a class of everything, including mathematics and reading and writing. And it sounds like you're doing that through work with your teachers in the building, as well as the librarian.
Right. I think it's a big catalyst for all those things.
Yeah. It's really great to have sort of a whole school theme. So teachers are running their lessons through that theme of the tropical rainforest. And to do the projects that we're doing, kids need to measure and they need to plan and collaborate. That's a big one. They're learning how to work together. Yeah. So, and they're coming in telling me about some animal or butterfly that they've researched. So, you know, it's kind of making full circle all around the school. It's great.
Yeah. Well, obviously science.
Oh, yeah, science is big.
And the other thing you mentioned, not only that, but so not only the subject areas, you can tell I'm really intrigued by this, but also the skill set of education, which is research related, inquiry kind of
Right.
thing.
And I find that if the kids sort of need to use their academic skills to execute a project, they see the value of knowing that,
Yeah.
that concept, and they once they employ it in a real life situation, they really have it, and they can see its use and use it again, and
Okay.
be happy to learn it.
So what you're telling me, though, if I can use my math skills somehow and figure out how to put that into art, maybe I can do something like the artist.
Oh, definitely.
Wow, I
Right.
got to think about that.
I mean, the
all right.
And it's
engineering
also-
in
Yeah.
making these things
Oh,
has
yeah.
been huge, because they had to take, all these recycled materials that our community has donated, and parents and
Yeah.
teachers and the students brought in, and they had to create balance, the trees so they don't fall over.
Yeah,
They've had to
think
use
about all that.
wood, and we've used tools like
That's
saws and so forth to make these things structurally stand.
Yeah.
And
So-
very exciting too that they let the materials inspire their creation sometimes. So they might set out to make a tree frog, but when they see this other thing that would be a really great turtle shell, they might switch their plan. So it's nice to be inspired by the materials, which are really trash.
yeah.
Nice clean trash that
Yeah.
they're making. So they'll say, I'm going to make one of these at home. So that's really nice too.
Yeah, we're talking about an artist in residence program at Southern Elementary School. Mrs. Hawkins, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background as an
Okay.
artist.
I'm a painter primarily, but I do sculpture as well, and I'm a visual artist, and I work alone most of the time in my studio, and I love that. But I started getting into programs. I'm a rostered artist with the Pennsylvania Council for the Arts,
Okay.
so I am able to go into schools and community centers and things and work with populations there, and it's a great balance for the solitude in the studio, and
Yeah.
I love the kids, and I get to travel around to different places and think up really wacky projects, and then we get to do them. So lots of hands to make things.
Yeah, where did the idea of a rainforest come from? How did that develop?
Well, we initially wanted to tackle the courtyard at the school, but the weather, because of the time slot,
Okay.
we only had one time slot, so we thought about moving indoors then. And the first visit I had to the school, I was walking around and I saw this empty greenhouse,
Yeah.
and I thought that was weird that it was empty, so I started thinking about what would look good in there.
Very nice.
And then we were able to use that space. So.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Now that courtyard has one of the most beautiful specimens of a ginkgo tree.
It's enormous.
Isn't
Yes,
that
it's-
amazing?
yes.
It
Yes.
is very large.
And you can
Yeah,
look
yeah.
down on it when
Yeah.
you're upstairs. It's great.
That is great. I get thrilled by trees.
I do too.
And,
Well, wait till you
yeah,
see
yeah,
our
yeah.
trees.
Yes,
I know.
they're-
I'm looking forward to it.
Palm
They're
trees,
amazing.
banana
Wow.
trees.
All different sizes.
Yeah.
All different sizes, yes.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
the emergent layer, the canopy, the understory, and they're learning about rainforests.
Yeah.
So,
My guess is that ginkgo tree, and then we'll get back on topic, but that ginkgo tree was probably planted in 1972 when the building was built.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, in the front of the building, and then a later addition then enclosed it into
I
the
heard
courtyard.
about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, so that's, I don't
Yeah.
know, ginkgo.
Wow.
Well, the reason I really think, first of all, the tie-in with the greenhouse at Southern Elementary School, I think the topic of obviously, the rainforest really lends itself to so many
It does.
ties back to the educational programs. But the other thing I think is neat is we're unique in all three of our campuses. But we have here at this main campus over 100 different species of trees
Really?
that are labeled and identified, and as
Wow,
well as at Friendship,
Arboretum.
and as well as Friendship Elementary and Shrewsbury Elementary School, we have over 75 different species
That's
at each of
great.
those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think it kind of, when I saw what you were doing, that's the first thing I thought of
Yeah,
is,
that's more
yeah,
trees.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and if any of our folks at home ever get an opportunity, go to our website, www.sycsd.org. Let me say it again because I kind of got bongled up in the
Right.
middle of it. www.sycsd.org. And if you go to the Foundation tab, there's a link that says Campus Trees and Gardens. So you can actually, we have identified on maps all the variety of trees and even have pictures of most of them.
Oh, that's great.
There,
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
So really a neat learning experience as well.
be
Yeah.
another great art lesson.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
already
yeah.
thinking they could study every tree and do drawings and do bound books.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay,
I
we
like
got
it.
our next
Yeah,
project.
yeah, I like that. Yeah, they can put all the leaves in their books. Yeah, the other neat thing about it is the funding involved in the project was not taxpayer at Southern York County funding. It involved work by the local parent-teacher organization as well as support from the York Cultural Alliance. Can one of you tell us a little bit about that, please?
The program that I work through with the Council for the Arts, the council grants some money toward it, but there needs to be a matching amount through the school.
Okay.
And it's really wonderful when the PTOs come forward with that, because it enables us to come in and do some great projects. Really makes an impression on the kids. So the Creative Alliance is actually an arm of the Pennsylvania Council for the Arts, the woman I work with there.
Okay.
And we've been doing more and more work with arts integration, I've been teaching math and science in some schools, but through art.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of infiltrating a little bit. And
Yeah.
I think you can teach anything through the arts. I know Ashley
Yeah,
believes that too. She's a great partner.
that's neat. That's
We've
neat.
been
We're
a
having
great
a good
team the
time.
past
Yes,
couple of weeks.
we're very proud of ourselves.
Tell us, Ashley, you work with the children every day. Tell us about their excitement, their enthusiasm with the project, please.
I love changing things up every year. I know there's, as a teacher, there's some things that you do that are very successful, and you want to keep doing some of those things that are successful with the students to see them succeed in their education. And every year I like to do something different to keep their excitement and their engagement. And this project, I know how wonderful Jude is with integrating so many things and bringing such a rich passion for art itself, that I thought it'd be great to do another project with the students and bring her in to get that motivation and excitement. Because I know this time of year with winter and the dreary weather, it can sometimes, bring the students down. And I think it's exciting to bring something in and get the students involved. So that's been something that's been really wonderful.
I imagine you have pictures from the beginning
We do.
that can take us through the program.
Yes,
And-
we've had students actually using our iPads, and
Oh.
they've
They're
been documenting video and photographing. I've done some for to put on the website and so forth, so the community can see what we're doing.
Good.
But yeah, we're having the students be fully involved and take charge of their learning. So we've had them, every class that comes in, there's some students that love technology and really find photography as a strong point. So they come in and they go around and take photographs of their peers working.
Good.
And then Ashley's
process.
planning on, she also teaches comm arts, so she can take that footage afterwards, and she said she's
Oh,
going to
good.
have them work with, making a
A video.
trailer or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Excellent. Maybe we can
Of the
attach.
process.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
attach that ultimately to
Oh,
this.
That'd be great.
This on our Warrior TV channel as well as on our YouTube channel. That'd be wonderful.
That'd be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We've always thought, and we feel that Southern York County is kind of unique in that they value the whole child and so forth. What's your experience?
Yeah, I mean, you just walk in the school and you can tell that, every part of the kid and every kind of kid is included. It's really, I've seen some sad schools where, I'll visit because they have no art, so it's really great. Music, art, they're just, they're being offered everything. And it's so nice because the kids who excel in art might not be the kids who excel in math, so it's important for them to see each other in the starring role at different times of the day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's all, book learning, there's going to be just the same kids who are sort of rising. So it's really great. I love it when I've seen, I would say I do love it. I've seen like the math wizard be kind of stumped by the, the project, and the art person is really doing it, and they kind of look at each other like, we're not so different,
Right,
So
yeah.
it's great for that.
Well, the other thing for relationships, I know, with my children, and of one being involved in a wide variety of things. And that doesn't mean, I think sometimes we think you got to be great at it in order to do it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh,
You
no.
know?
Just try it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of these programs and art class, I think, in general, is that you kind of hold the space for them to take a safe risk and
Yeah.
say, you know, it's just paper, try it, you know, and free them up. And you know, when they kind of relax into it and start experimenting, they see how fun it is to inquire, you know, and try things.
Yeah, Ashley, can you build on that and give us maybe
I-
one experience you had where you saw a child blossom because
Well,
of that experience?
I think it's a really great self-esteem booster. I know, you know, there was one student at one point that I can remember struggled academically, struggled socially. They'd come to art though, and it was a whole different student, you know, and in the classroom, some of the teachers were saying, you know, I don't know how to reach this kid. There's something, you know, there's something that I want to motivate them and see where they're at. So, you know, art kind of becomes this vehicle for them to express themselves in another way. And I think it's because they have control over what they're creating at times, you know, choosing the materials and choosing what they're
Interesting.
creating. So in that sense, they have that part of control. And, you know, that student that I'm thinking of in my head right now was able to succeed in my classroom, and they were wonderful to have in my classroom. So I think it's a great program, art in general, because there's some students who don't know how to express themselves, or they might be challenged in a way, and art can be that vehicle to kind of help them through something. So I think that's one.
Well, you've touched on this, but I'd like your perspective then. Not long ago in the Wall Street Journal, a talk about business students, an article I was reading saying the number one skill that they're not taught is something you already mentioned, but is how to collaborate.
Right.
Correct.
So even if you're not ultimately going to be an artist, what the skill set you learn through a project like
Oh,
this.
it's so important. I mean, the specifically the work we're doing right now, we're creating some pretty large sculpture, and we don't see everybody every day, so they have to let go a little bit. They work
Yeah.
on it, and then when they come back, it's like, oh, it has another branch, or,
Ah.
you know, oh, I thought that he was going to be sitting and he's standing, you know, so they have to adjust to that
Yeah.
and allow, and they're not allowed to negate anything, you know, unless it's incorrect in some way, but they really have to learn to
Add on and
share and accept
Yes.
each other's stuff, and
Communicate, that's
gently
not working, this is
suggest.
working.
Right.
That's neat.
So yeah, it's great.
Give us a picture, paint a picture of what the final project
Oh,
will
the
be.
final. Okay, I was going to give you the picture right now.
Oh, well, that's okay.
We'll give you
Go
that
both.
too.
Yeah.
Well, the final project, the greenhouse, is it's pretty vacant except for two sort of islands that we're hoping to unite of tables. And we have 12 trees that are tall. They probably range from 5 to 8 feet. I think we have one that's almost 8 feet.
Yeah.
And then we have middle-sized plants, and we have animals that truly abide in the rainforest. So it will be a setting. I mean, my way of explaining it is, if you've ever been to the Baltimore Aquarium,
Yeah.
they have the rainforest. Ours is going to be sort of a miniature version of that. So you'll enter and walk through it. The students are going to be installing all these pieces, so we don't exactly know the arrangement yet, but we know the components.
Okay.
And so we're going to have a waterfall, so it will be something that people can walk through.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a lot of flour and water and
Lots of
paint
newspaper,
and
papier-mâché
dirty aprons
paste.
and sticky floors, and it's great fun.
How long will it take?
Well, we're halfway, so
Yeah.
it would take as long as we had.
Okay.
But since we have a limited amount of time, we'll get done. I think we'll get done everything we've started, and
Yes.
if we have more time, we'll add little touches.
Wonderful. Well, I hope at home you get a sense of the excitement and the joy of the project they're doing, but more importantly of just two wonderful people working with our children
Thank
every day. So thank you.
Thank you.
You know, and ultimately, one thing I've learned long ago is we can have great programs and, you know, all those different things, but ultimately it comes to the relationship and the interaction that the teachers have on a daily basis with the children to make it engaging for them and to create their interest. And I can almost guarantee you what I've seen, these two people have the ability and do that every day.
Ashley
Oh,
is
thank you.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
been in lots of schools with lots of teachers, and she is
Well,
impressive
I
and
thank
doing
you.
a fabulous job. You're lucky to have her.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And also a good opportunity to thank our community. Again, it doesn't go unnoticed and it doesn't go unvalued. Our community supports the whole child in these programs, and we're very, very grateful to that. That's not new. That's a history of the Southern York County School District and our community, and we're very, very fortunate. So thank you to our community as well. So I want to thank Mrs. Ashley Gonzalez and also Mrs. Jude Hawkins for your work you do for our children. It sounds like a wonderful project, and
Thank you.
we're going to make sure we get pictures up on the website. And
And
in
we
addition,
invite you to come see it at the
Oh,
curriculum
okay.
fair. We're going to have an opening night for it too.
okay, and we'll get that date out there as well. So for Mr. Mark Rill, who's our coordinator of marketing and public information, I'm Wayne McCullough. I'll see you next time.